Hi students, in this video, in this session, we are going to discuss about engineers as responsible experimenters. Let us see the introduction. Even though the engineers facilitate experiments, they are not alone in the field where the experimentation is going on. Their responsibility is shared with the organization. The data which we are getting is shared with the organization, people who are surrounded, the government and others. No doubt, the engineers share a greater responsibility while monitoring the project, identifying the risk and informing the clients, vice versa, and the public with facts. Based on this, they can take decision to participate, protest or promote about the project. The engineer, as an experimenter, owe several responsibilities to the society, namely conscientiousness, comprehensive perspective, moral autonomy, and accountability. A conscientiousness commitment to live by moral values. The second one is a comprehensive perspective on relevant information. It includes constant awareness of the progress of the experiment and readiness to monitor the side effects, if any, which is present in the project which is going on. Then the third one is unrestricted, free personal involvement in all steps of the project or product developed. That is moral autonomy. The fourth one is accountability. Be accountable for the results of the project what we are getting in the field. So these are all very essential component and general feature of moral responsible engineers. The first one is conscientiousness. Conscientious moral commitment means being sensitive to full range of moral values and responsibilities relevant to the prevailing situation, and the willingness to develop the skill and put effort needed to reach the best balance possible among the considerations. In short, engineers must possess open eyes, open ears, open mind, that is, moral vision, moral listening, and moral reasoning is essentially needed for an engineer. This makes the engineers as social experimenters respect foremost the safety and the health of the affected persons while they seek to enrich their knowledge, rush for the profit, follow the rules, or care for only the beneficiary. The human rights of the participant should be protected through voluntary and informed consent. So these are all the formation about the conscientiousness. The second one is comprehensive perspective. The engineer should grasp the context of his work and ensure that the work involved result in only moral ends. He should focus on only moral ends. One should not ignore his conscience. If the product or project that he is involved will result in damage the nerve system of the people, right? So the work which is involved in constructing a bridge or any kind of projects, that is directly involved to the people, right? A product has built in absolute or redundant component to boost sales with false claim. In possessing of the perspective of factual information, the engineer should exhibit a moral concern and not agree for this design. Sometimes the guilt is transferred to the government or the competitors. Some organizations think that they will let the government find the fault or let the fraudulent competitor be caught first, right? Finally, a full-scale environment or social impact study of the product or project by individual engineer is useful but not possible in practice. So this is comprehensive perspective of engineering experiment. Next one is moral autonomy. Viewing engineering as social experimentation and anticipating unknown consequences about the project should promote an attitude of questioning about the adequacy of the existing economic and safety standards. This proves a greater sense of personal involvement in one's work. So this moral autonomy is needed for each and every person in the engineering field who are working in a project. The final one is accountability. The term accountability means the capacity to understand and act on moral reasons. Willingness to submit one's action to moral scrutiny and be responsive to the assessment of others. It includes being answerable for meeting specific obligations, that is, liable to justify the decisions, actions, or means and outcomes when required by the stakeholders or by law. The tug war between of casual influence by the employer and moral responsibility of the employee is quite common in the profession. In engineering practice, the problems are the fragmentation of work in project inevitable makes the final product lie away from the immediate workplace and lessens the personal responsibility of the employee. Further, the responsibilities diffuse into various hierarchy and to various people. Nobody gets the real feel of the personal responsibility. Often, projects are executed one after another. An employee is more interested in adherence of tight schedules rather than giving personal care for the current project. So these are all the accountability of engineering project. Finally, in this session, we have discussed about engineers as responsible experimenters, and then we have seen a conscientious commitment, comprehensive perspective, and a moral autonomy and accountability. Thank you all. Thank you.